Let's read for 24 hours. What happened? I should have DNF'd it. Like, I could have DNF'd it.
I felt nothing. I felt absolutely nothing.
Where did he even go? Like, he didn't show up again.
So, is this an icebreaker knockoff?
This reading vlog is probably the most honest I've ever been. I don't know if I'd recommend it to everybody. That's kind of how I feel. I truly don't know how long this video is gonna take me to do because I'm doing this 24-hour readathon a little bit differently. So I have the iPad ready to go for my 24 hours, but I'm not going to be doing this straight. Oh my god, I just knocked my coffee over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be pausing the timer whenever I'm not reading. So since I'm going to be like eating and sleeping properly, I'm going to actually be able to read pretty like consistently with like consistent speed, because I feel like with 24-hour straight readathons you get really drowsy, you get really tired, you get really bored. So I'm a little excited to see how many books I can finish in this 24 hours. So obviously I have a lot of books to choose from, but I'm going to be starting with a book that probably everyone is reading right now, Just Friends by Haley Pham. Haley Pham is a very popular like YouTuber, and she essentially went to start booktube. I don't think she's always been doing booktube. I think she's always been doing YouTube though. You know, in finding books and reading more books, she decided to write one herself. I think it's like a young adult rom-com, but also, well, not really a rom-com. It's like a literary fiction with a subplot of romance, I think. I know it's gonna be closed door because that's what she prefers in books. This book is about Blair and Declan, and Blair has to return to the small town of Seabrook, I believe, to see her Aunt Lottie because her Aunt Lottie's health is declining. So when coming back to her own small town, she has to confront people from the past that kind of had maybe potentially hurt her, and that's where Declan comes in. Declan is not only one of her like close friends, or used to be close friends, I believe he's also like her first love, and things didn't go well between them. Now that she's going to be seeing him again, the drama is gonna unfold and feelings might come back between them, but we'll see. So I'm excited to read this and give my honest thoughts on it. I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, I'm only on chapter 2. Her writing is okay. There are some things though that I feel like don't belong already. Just some use of different adjectives don't feel right in some sentences. She basically went to go see her aunt, and her aunt is literally like, no, you need to go like have fun. Like, don't watch me like miserable in this bed, because she's kind of bedridden right now, and she's like, you need to go have fun. And she's like, okay, I'll go. So right now I'm on chapter 2. We're not in the past tense yet. I'm not sure when we'll get there. But so far, it looks like the chapters are like pretty short. Let's go ahead and get started on this book. And I have a coffee from Dutch Bros that's watered down. I'm gonna read on the floor because this carpet is so comfortable, so I'm gonna read on the floor for a little bit. That's weird. What? Wait, that's interesting. Okay, Haley's she's kinda eaten up right now. I don't want to say it, but like there's something at the end of chapter 3. What happened? Oh my gosh, I'm getting the first 6 years ago chapter. I'm so excited to learn a little bit about the past. New location unlocked. This is my little voice booth for audiobooks. I have a file up that I was working on the other day, but don't worry about it. So, and I figured, why not film in here because it's quiet. Do I have the updates for you? Something that I'm not good at is filming in the moment. I have started not 1, not 2, but 3 different books. So the other day, I got to page 102 in Just Friends. This is the book I've been fully physically reading and trying to annotate and things like that, and I will give you an update on this book in just a moment, but let me catch you up to speed. I then started Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, and I started it on audiobook. I picked up this book recently. I got to page 177. I spent about 4 hours reading it, so then that like dropped down my time to like 19 hours. And then today I fully started listening to Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, and the reason why I didn't just finish Two Twisted Crowns was because I'm filming a reading vlog for Two Twisted Crowns, so I didn't want to finish it without reading it physically, because I feel like it's pretty important for like a full-on One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns reading vlog is to fully read it and give like real-time reactions, because I definitely wasn't giving real-time reactions. So that's why I started Alchemy of Secrets, because I'm not too excited about this book. I didn't feel like it was gonna fit in any sort of like independent reading vlog or anything like that, so that's why I started this, and I'm almost done with it, and I got to page 242. So with that being said, we dropped it down to 12 hours, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So I've been keeping track. And in total, I've read 521 pages. So I'm sure a lot of you maybe want to know my thoughts on Just Friends. That is what I'm going to start with. You can definitely tell that this is a debut novel, and I'm not saying that in like a bad way. I think for her first book, it's not bad. Things that are going on in it are fine. Nothing in the plot is like strange. It's just kind of the writing to me. I think the idea that she has with this book is interesting, and is it very unique and different? No, it is not. It's a second chance romance, and it has the beach setting. It has a little bit of this Love in Other Words vibe, and what I mean by that is it's because we don't know a specific thing that happened between the characters, potentially until the very end. Kind of surprising how much has already happened within 100 pages. So I'm not sure how she's gonna like fill the rest of it out, if that makes sense. But I think just something that throws me off the most about this book is just the way she's writing it. And it's not bad. It reads very almost YA, and it's not YA. I don't know if this is adult or new adult or what, and it's weird. The adjectives that she chooses are kind of strange. I wish I could give a really good example, but just as I was reading the other night, I didn't annotate. And I'm not trying to sound super picky, but it was just something that kind of keeps catching me off guard. So that's why I feel like I have to bring it up. That feeling was personified in my stomach. And I was kind of like, so those are my honest thoughts about Just Friends. I'm not gonna get into this too much because I am, obviously, like I already said, filming a reading vlog for this. Obviously, this follows the events of the first book, One Dark Window. I really liked One Dark Window. I think Rachel Gillig's writing is really unique. She's really good at creating a world, because a lot of these things, it kind of reminds me of Stephanie Garber's worlds a little bit. I couldn't relate it to anything else, right? And that's kind of how I feel about this world. I think it's really cool and unique with the cards. However, I do think I like the first book more than this one, and it's because you're jumping into like 3 different POVs in this book, and while that's interesting, I did kind of lose track of what was going on, honestly. So if you were gonna read One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, I would recommend reading them back to back. The last book, Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, and I know I just raved about Stephanie Garber a minute ago. I think that if you like old Hollywood and you like movies and like films, I think you'd really like this book, because there's quite a bit of references to old celebrities and things like that. To be quite honest with you, with everything going on in the world and reading about like celebrities' deaths and stuff, it's not the best time to read it right now, at least in my opinion, because it was just making me think of all the like conspiracies and everything that's going on in the world, and it was kind of stressful. It definitely reads more fiction at first, has a little bit of a mystery, but it was reading very much like a fiction book, and it definitely didn't feel like Stephanie Garber's writing. And I know it's because this is technically an adult novel, her debut adult novel or something like that, but it just felt so different from her other worlds. And I think I very much prefer her YA fantasy books. Caraval, Once Upon a Broken Heart, some of my favorite books. Once Upon a Broken Heart is my favorite trilogy like ever. I was really excited to get into this, but also nervous because she's branching out and doing something completely different. It's like a modern world because it takes place in LA, but it's also like has a little bit of magical realism in there, but it's very confusing, like the time it takes place in, because she can look up things on Google, right? They have laptops, but they can still go to places that things cost like 5 cents. So it's like a mix of old world and new world, and that part kind of confuses me. Her world building on this in certain locations, because it does have a magical like setting in some parts of this world. There should have been more description on it, because a lot of times I feel kind of like it's blurry and I can't see it good enough. I just think that it needed a little bit more time, because this book it's really short. But we're following Holland, and she believes in all of these like urban myths and legends. She comes to find out that she will die at midnight unless she finds the alchemical heart. And this alchemical heart, no one has ever been able to find, apparently. And so a lot of people have died from not being able to find this alchemical heart. This all takes place, by the way, the week of Halloween. So this is perfect to read during like the Halloween time. There is a little bit of a romance in here that comes in like the middle-ish, but I'm very confused on it at the moment. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't think this could end in this many pages, so that's making me wonder if there is a second book. But it took about maybe 20% to get fully invested, because there was something that happened that I kind of was surprised at, like a plot twist that happened. I don't know how else to explain it, except it's just a lot of secrets and almost her kind of chasing the clock because she is going to die. Also, people trying to like come after her, and she doesn't know who to trust and all that fun stuff. So there's that book, but it's okay. Hopefully I didn't talk too much, but that's my update. I will update you guys when I read more. And now it's time to get back to recording, because I have a lot to do. Also, I kind of thought to myself, is me recording audiobooks count as reading? In some way, I feel like it kind of does, but I'm not going to count it because that would be like really complicated. Okay, bye. Okay, this might be better. So I did finish a book today. Wow, I know, because I feel like it's just so silly of me to be in the middle of 3 different books and not finishing one. But I finished Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I had like an hour and a half left on my audiobook listening hour for it. We're down to like 11 hours or something like that with the reading time. And I know it's probably really annoying. First of all, sorry. Audiobooks are just how I mostly ingest book. Not gonna lie, I should have DNF'd it. Like, I could have DNF'd it. Because, I don't know, it's like, I really didn't care about the last hour and a half of it. Like, I don't know, I feel like this could have been a lot more interesting, but I don't think that this was for me. The part I told you guys about, that really, like, kind of was like a plot twist to me, that was interesting. I liked that a lot. But other than that, I really didn't care. I didn't care about the characters. The romance was so random to me. And you kind of understand why it seems random at the very end. And there's this kind of like time travel element in it, kind of, right? And okay, that would make things make sense, I guess. But I didn't feel that, and I'm assuming there's going to be a second book to this because of the way this ended. The mixing of the worlds just really confused me, and I feel like it could have been explained a lot better and like built up a lot better. Unfortunately, Stephanie Garber is one of my favorite authors, but I think it's only pertaining to Caraval and the Once Upon a Broken Heart worlds, because this was just not for me. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to be giving this a 2.5 because it, to me, was very average. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. And I think while I'm cleaning, I'm going to be continuing Two Twisted Crowns.
This is just a really quick update on Just Friends because I decided to start the audiobook for it because honestly, like, I can't really get into it anymore. I don't know what it is. There's just nothing really going on that's like, I don't know, maybe, well, there is stuff going on, but there's nothing that's like making me like, ooh, I want to read it really bad. You know what I mean? And right now, I feel like I'm 52% of the way through. I just feel like I don't, like, because the whole thing is, like, about Lottie, right? It's about Lottie and her sickness and all that's going on. it affected Blair a lot, right? Just everything going on with Lottie. But I don't feel connected to Lottie at all. There should have been more scenes with Lottie and maybe even memories with Lottie in them, because we just got to this part in the book where we found out that Lottie has another little home somewhere, a little cabin, I guess, by the beach or something like that. I don't really remember. But like, anyways, there's like this significant part where Blair is like looking through the glass window and she's like, oh my gosh, the lavender farm. And it's like supposed to be this moment where Blair's like, wow, I can't believe it's still here. And I'm like, when was lavender flowers ever significant? I felt nothing. I felt absolutely nothing. Now we're getting this, we're starting to get a love triangle situation go on, which I don't really mind. I like love triangles, but I can see where people would be like, what is this supposed to do for the story? So I don't know. I feel like there's just something missing. And Blair as a character, she's really starting to make me mad. Like, the way she went off on Declan really kind of made me upset. And it's like, sure, she's projecting because this is like how she feels, and like her parents went through this, and like she doesn't want to end up the way her parents ended up or whatever. But I'm just like, I don't know. I almost feel like, is it me because I gave Alchemy of Secrets a 2.5? With this one, I feel the exact same way. I feel like I could have DNF'd it, and I could DNF it. But I'm just gonna like see it through and listen to the audiobook. But like, I don't know if this is gonna get above a 3. I'm like, is it me? I don't know. I will sit down and physically read at some point. This won't all be audiobook, hopefully. I'm just working and stuff. But you know, you do what you gotta do, okay? I'm a working girl. I can't help it. Anyway, I'm gonna listen to more of Just Friends. I think I'll get about 3 more hours in. We'll see if my feelings will change at all, but I have a feeling that they won't. So.
He swoops me into another kiss, and it feels like everything I've ever worked toward was a lousy distraction from what I really wanted. Like everything I've ever worked toward was a what? Oh, I just wait. Wait, this is the same sentence twice. It says he swoops me into another kiss, and it feels like everything I've ever worked toward was a lousy distraction from what I really wanted. Like everything I've ever worked toward was a lousy distraction from what I really wanted. It says it twice. That's literally the same thing.
Weird.
How did that get missed in editing? It's very, very rare I see a misprint like that, and usually it's like an apostrophe or a comma is missing, never a double sentence.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have an idea. Wait, I have a good idea. I have a great idea.
What, Caleb?
I'll go teach my Gengar Dream Eater. He's not gonna know what hit him. I'm gonna make sure he can't ever wake up again.
I knew it. Oh, never mind. No, I didn't. I didn't know it. Never mind.
You didn't know.
No, I didn't know it. Never mind. Oh, never mind. I knew it. Oh, okay. Well, that was... You probably can't hear me and just hear Pokemon. No, you don't have to mute it.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I don't have much to say anyways. Like, I just didn't really like this book that much. I don't know. Oh, I need to pause the timer. Okay, 6 hours, 29 minutes, and 8 seconds remaining. I'm gonna film it with my front camera because I can't be bothered. I thought, like, there was this guy that, like, got Blair's number, right? And I said something earlier about, like, oh, I think this is turning into, like, a love triangle or something. Where did he even go? Like, he didn't show up again. I feel like there were just things missing. The most important part. that happened in their past, we did not get a past chapter of. They just tell us what happened. They didn't show us what happened in the chapter. They talk about like Blair's like waiting outside. This isn't really like a spoiler or anything. Blair's waiting outside of like Declan's door or whatever. We don't even get that chapter, but that is a really important chapter. Unless I missed it, but I don't think I did. But I felt like it was really important. I'm like, well, why didn't we get that? Why are we getting these random chapters of them at, like, in school? I felt like we didn't get one of the most important ones. In general, I think Haley Pham does have a lot of potential to be, like, a really good author. But I just feel like this idea wasn't fully fleshed out. And I feel like there were really, really important parts of it that should have been more focused on. With what I said earlier with, I didn't feel really anything with Lottie. I didn't feel sad because we didn't get time with Lottie. We didn't get any like past chapters of how important Lottie was to Blair. So when she, you know, when the thing happened to her happened, I didn't feel really sad about it. And then, yeah, the whole thing with, like, Declan, I felt like, and oh my God, Blair, honestly, she made me mad, and I feel like Declan doesn't deserve her. I feel like he deserves better. For her first book, it wasn't bad, but, like, I'd be interested to see how she improves from this. With all that review, Caleb, what do you think I'm going to give this out of 5? I do quarter ratings.
Quarter ratings. So you do, like, 1.75, that type of rating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of 5.
All of that, you're going to give it a 2.25.
No, I'll give it like
average.
a 2.5.
You give it an average? Average book? It's not below average in the slightest?
Oh, okay, when you put it like that. I do think I'm just going to give it a 2.5. It's average, definitely not as good as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to start another book, I guess. I don't really, like, I kind of want to, but I kind of don't. I don't know. I think that just put me in, like, a weird headspace. But I think I just need to start something else to make me feel better. So I have 4 books from my March TBR. I don't want to read this. I think this is going to be an audiobook. I have Verity, Empire, Flame and Thorns, and Unsteady. Caleb, you want to pick? Want to pick a book for me to read?
Let me see it.
Can I film you?
Sure.
I'm gonna let Caleb choose. Hello, Boots. I like how you're actually reading the backs of them. Because, like, people usually just don't.
So, is this an icebreaker knockoff?
I don't know what came first, honestly. I don't know. What?
Nothing.
Did you see something?
No.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say this one because this talked about atonement trials, and that sounded kind of cool.
Yeah.
It sounded kind of neat.
Yeah.
So this is the one that I was gonna pick for you.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Unless you're, like, too fantasied out right now.
I don't think I'm fantasied out.
If you're not, that's the one I pick.
Empire.
Usually I get to pick something for you, and you say, I'm gonna read this instead.
I've never done that.
No, you haven't.
I've never done that. He's a liar. Don't listen to him. Resume timer. Yay. Ooh, a map. Look. Sealy Court. And there's a dragon field. And a sheep.
What's he doing?
What is he doing? Oh my God. That's funny. She's pretending to be drunk and she goes, wow, you're hot. That's really stupid. On page 6, she's trying to distract him from, like, going close to the resistance leaders. Because he's part of the enemy or whatever. Oh, this is the commander. Oh. That's at the same time. He has wings? Oh, they turn into dragons. That's why they're called dragon shifters. Who wouldn't know? stepping on all of Boots' toys. I feel like this reading vlog is probably the most honest I've ever been. I just want to fully say reading is subjective, okay? And I know a lot of people say that and it's really annoying, but I just want to like make that clear because I don't think I made it clear. I'm finally done with the 24 hours. This video has taken me all month to do. It is March 20th, and now I'm sitting here talking about the books I read. I have final ratings, I have final thoughts. I'll try not to repeat myself, but here we go. The first book I want to talk about is the book I started last, Empire of Flame and Thorns, okay? I did not really tell you what this was about at all. So technically during the 24 hours, I didn't finish it. Okay? I was at chapter 38 and I was like, I'm just gonna finish it. So technically I did not read this book fully during the video, but mostly I did, but I just decided to finish it and add my review of this into this video. Oh, my friend got me something cool. For my birthday, my friend got me one of these like books read things, and now I can add 1, 2, 3. So now we're at 15 books, which is, I feel like, really good. I'm gonna try to put it somewhere where we can see it because we need to appreciate the 15. Let's talk about Empire of Flame and Thorns. This I honestly really loved. I think it's a 5-book series and it is completed, and I also think it is on Kindle Unlimited, so you can pick this up. This is a adult romantasy. Bear with me when I say this. This reminded me of Fourth Wing, ACOTAR, and Hunger Games all in one. And like a little bit of the, I was gonna say Powerless, but it's more like Hunger Games. So, and that sounds like a lot. And I feel like a lot of people will probably have opinions about that because people tend to get annoyed when books start to end up kind of reminding them of books that they really love because it doesn't feel very original. But I'm somebody that I like reading books that are kind of similar to each other if it's done right, okay? So this book is about our girl Selena, and she lives in this place called the Sealy Court, okay? And basically the situation with the world in this book is that everyone that lives in the Sealy Court is Fae, essentially. And the dragon shifters are kind of the rulers of Fae because of something that the Fae did to the dragon shifters years and years and years ago. The Fae are constantly under the dragon shifters' punishment and under their rule because they're kind of like, hey, this is karma. This is what you get for treating us like crap. Basically, the only way that they can leave the Sealy Court and be free of the Dragon Shifters' rule is if they attend the atonement trials and win them, and only 3 people can win. And they only have them every 150 years. And because this is a fantastical world, everyone lives a really long time. So a lot of people have been waiting literally 400 years to win, and people have been trying over and over and over to win these atonement trials because they want to be free. So Selena, where she comes in, is that she really wants to be part of something. She literally does her everyday job. She guts fish. That's all she does. And she wants to become something more. She wants to be part of the resistance. There is a small resistance brewing within the Sealy Court, and she wants to do more for it, and she wants to be a part of it. And the only way that she thinks that she'll be able to be a part of this resistance and they will listen to her is if she wins the atonement trials and helps the resistance. So that's when she decides, okay, I'm gonna enter. Lo and behold, enters all these trials and all these crazy things going on, and also meeting the dragon commander, which is Draven. It's Draven something. I don't remember his last name. The dragons, it's crazy because they are literally the dragons. The dragon shifters turn into dragons. And I thought that was kind of cool because, you know, in Fourth Wing, they just ride the dragons. But no, they are the dragons. They are the dragons. And I thought that was really cool. If you like all those things that I mentioned, I think you will really enjoy this book. And it is... Boots is playing. It is a little spicy. I think that's the only reason kind of why I didn't get more above like a 4.25. And that's not to say that like I hate spice. I just hated the words they used for it. The wording of it, I didn't love. So I feel like it should have been written a little bit differently. But other than that, I think it was a really good book, and I definitely recommend this one. Just quickly, I did not read more into A Twister Crowns. I'm still at 177, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. No reason in particular, I just feel like I need to be in a certain headspace, and I was in the middle of a lot of books while I was trying to I was in the middle of a lot of books, so I was like, okay, I need to give that its own moment, okay? The next book I finished was Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This book was 322 pages. I did end up lowering this to a 2-star. I just feel like oh, there goes my light. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with that. I just feel like this one could have been like a lot better. I don't know. I just didn't love this. This was not up to my expectation, but that's not to say that you won't like it. I think you should definitely try it. That's kind of it about that one. Okay, I turned on a warm light. I don't know if that helps. It might make things worse. I have no idea. Okay, so the last book, well, the first book I started and finished in this video was Just Friends by Haley Pham. I did ultimately give this a 2.5. This book was 313 pages. Sorry, I'm reading my paper. This book was 313 pages. So the page total I read in today's video will be right here somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna be. Okay, I'm honestly a little nervous to post this video because of my thoughts on this book, because booktube is wild. Because I've seen a lot of like harsh reviews on this book, and I've seen a lot of like reviews that I feel like are very fair, but a lot of them people still like go on and like just bash on them for reviewing this book so harshly. And I feel like at some points maybe I was a little bit harsh, but all of that is just my honest like opinion, and it is no hate towards Haley Pham at all. I just didn't particularly love this book. It's still a 2.5. It's really hard to write your first book. So I feel like this is an average read, but it's not above average for me. That's why I gave it a 2.5, but it's also not below average. It's just a good starter book, I think. There are some things that I feel like should have been focused on more. Things that we should have been shown. Like, I still think that we should have been shown more, because I do understand that there was some parts in it where Blair would talk about Lottie and kind of, oh, she would be in the kitchen in her dress or whatever doing her thing, but it's like I just didn't feel as connected as I should have been. But I also realized that maybe it was me, but that's what this review is about. This review is kind of about how I felt about the book and how I connected to it, but that's not to say that you won't love it. I feel like I said everything I could have said. The ending was fine, but I just felt like also Declan should have had a little bit more of a backbone, and the way like Blair treated him, like, I get it. You have like 12 years together and he's been in love with her for 12 years. But with that being said, they were friends for 12 years. And it's just very surprising that one fight that they had really messed it all up. Because I thought it was going to be something a little more crazy than what it was. The chapter that they talked about, like how Declan's mom kind of did something, Blair tried and sat outside Declan's house, like, I don't think we got a chapter of that part, and I feel like we should have been in that moment when it was happening. There should have been a back and forth between Blair and Declan's mom, like, instead of like, oh, she told me this. No, we should have seen it. Because I feel like that was so important for us to like, oh my gosh. And then I feel like that was really important for us to have to see and not be told it. I just felt like the whole point of the book led up to this moment. A big part of the book led up to this moment, okay? And you're telling me we don't even get to see it? And this is the same exact way I felt about Happy Place. This is the same way I felt about Happy Place, because in Happy Place, they had this breakup moment, okay? They only told us about it. And we weren't there for that conversation. Why is this happening? Sorry, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent there, and I'm talking for way too long. So, yeah, final rating's 2.5. I just didn't absolutely love it. Like, it was okay. Like, it was alright. But, like, I don't know if I'd recommend it to everybody. That's kind of how I feel. Oh, man. People are gonna hate me, I feel like. I am so sorry it took so long to get this video out. It's a little bit ridiculous. I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless, and I hope you guys don't hate me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!